Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. We have something from the mail. We're gonna do some holiday glam, so let's get right into it. Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving and a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas for you guys. Wishing all of the good vibes for you guys. So today we're gonna try a few new products. I have no skincare on my face. I wanted to try just a few samples that I got during the Sephora sale. The first one is gonna be this Summer Fridays Cloud Dew moisturizer. It's a gel moisturizer and it's supposed to give some good hydration on the skin. Let's put her on, and this is what the moisturizer looks like. It's just a gel. I didn't do much skin prep this morning, so this is perfect to add that layer of hydration. Just really putting it everywhere. It feels pretty moisturizing. I really love that gel consistency. It feels pretty soft. I love how it's like gel, but it feels like water-based. So it definitely absorbed on the skin, but it didn't completely dry out my skin. Okay, I really like how this feels. I'm gonna add this Dalba Double Serum Stick on for my under eyes. This is perfect, especially for the winter months that it's more cold and my skin just seems to dry out pretty quickly. Another eye cream that I love is the Kiehl's eye cream. If you know the avocado eye cream, that one is bomb for the under eyes or if you have dry skin. For brows, I'm going to go in with my Rare Beauty Brow Lamination Gel. My favorite to use to laminate and brush up these brows. While that dries down, I'm going to go in with my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. This one's my favorite to prep the eyelids for eyeshadow. I feel the brow gel setting down, so I'm just going to push it back a little bit. Just a little bit, just to keep that floof in there. Let's prep the lips. I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. As you can tell, this is definitely my favorite shade. Gives this beautiful tint on the lips, like it immediately adds that warmth. Okay, let's unbox what we were all waiting for. It was Black Friday and I had to pick up the Makeup by Mario Moonlight palette. Like, I could not resist not picking up this palette, especially that the holidays are coming up. This is perfect. We have the same white type of packaging and here are the shades. I mean, that is stunning. I did do a little sneak peek on my Instagram stories, so follow me there because I did do some swatches. But look how pretty and gorgeous that palette is. Let's dive in. Let's start off with this shade right here. This one's a more cool toned brown. This palette definitely reminds me of the one that I have, the neutrals. But this one has like more of like that spice to it. It has glitters and shimmers, while the neutrals palette is just straight neutral matte shades. I already know I'm going to love this palette because it's perfect. I love the formula of these shadows and they just blend so smoothly and just skin-like on the lids. Let me know what you guys picked up during the Black Friday sale. Honestly, I was just so intrigued on getting this palette because I was going to pick it up back in summer since it did say it was limited edition, but I decided let me just wait for the end of the year sales, and I'm so happy I got it. It looks very nice and smooth, very cool tone. This is a cool tone brown. Let's pick up this shade right here and just start to diffuse that in the outer corner. And of course, as I suspected, the formula just blends like butter on the lids. There's no fallout. I have to say the formula of these shadows have to be one of my favorites. Like, one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas is definitely Makeup by Mario, Pat McGrath, and I would say maybe Huda for sure. This has more of like that rosy tint to it. Very gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna add, just for some depth, I'm gonna go in with this brown right here. Just add that in the outer corner, right at the outer corner of my lid. Not really bringing this up, just right in this area just to add depth and smokiness. They're very pigmented, you guys. Like, I just go in with one tap and it's definitely showing up on my lid. Okay, with a more detailed brush, I'm going to pick up this gray shade right here and just slowly adding that into the outer corner. I'm just trying to use as much shades as possible to really see how these shadows blend together. Okay, that gray is super pigmented. Like, you can see it right there. Definitely because I went in with a more denser brush. When you go in with a more dense brush, it's definitely going to pick up more of that pigment. And also tapping the shadow helps to create more pigmentation with the shadow. And sometimes it can just help further blend that eyeshadow. Okay, but that gray is definitely very pigmented. Like, I did not expect that. Just going back and forth. Going back with the first brush just to diffuse that shadow, making it more softer. So right in the outer corner, I'm going to go in with that blue shade. I definitely want to use this shade for this look. So I'm going to use that same brush, but I'm just tapping, like just picking up a little bit in the brush and just add that. Ooh, do you guys see that? That is super pigmented. I just went in with a dot. It literally picked up so much product. Yeah, you guys, the blue, mostly the dark shadows are very pigmented, so be mindful of that. Honestly, I don't know how smoky I want to go with this look. I didn't want it to go that smoky, but here we are. Keeping in mind, noted that just a little bit goes a very long way. I'm gonna do the same here, just a hint. We will brighten up the inner corner of the lid and just whatever's left, just in the outer corner, just wiggling that brush back and forth to really help smoke out and just diffuse that shade. Okay, looking good. Let's go in with the white shade right here. I noticed that it has like some sort of a sparkle, which is actually perfect. Okay, so going in with a flat brush and picking up some of that shade and just adding that right in the inner corner of my lid. Not really creating that cut crease, but kind of doing a cut crease with the brush. Like a softer version of a cut crease. Like, it's giving spy agent, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now that we brightened that up, going back with the diffuser brush and just diffusing the edges. Again, you always want to go back with your brush and making sure everything's nicely diffused and you just don't have like those harsh edges. And whatever's left from the brush, again, just going back right there where we had added depth, just to enhance and ensure that color and shadow. Okay, perfect. Let's create a wing. Okay, you guys, I definitely noticed just from my mirror, there's like a bunch of black eyeshadow particles, and when you touch it, the black is like intense. Like, if you can see that on my finger, that's insane. So I know the black eyeshadow is going to be super intense, so we're going to be super careful. I'm not going to lie, you guys, I feel like this black is definitely going to be like your gel black eyeliner in a powder form. Basically not really needing the gel eyeliner, going straight with powder, and you're going to get that pigmentation right away. So let's just pick up that black right there. I'm not even going to go back because I know that's going to be super pigmented. Oh yeah. Honestly, with this shade, definitely take your time building or creating that line because you're definitely gonna get that pigmentation. And once you mess up, it's hard to like fix it. So just slowly build up that line. But wow, that's actually very nice. Super soft, but also very pigmented and smoky. I would say definitely, like I said, build up the eyeliner slowly. I'm gonna leave it as that, just going halfway. Just like that. I'm gonna add some of that gray eyeshadow on top. So I'm going to pop on one of these shimmers. Of course, I'm gonna swatch them for you guys. So I'm gonna go in like from top to bottom and then this one at last. Okay, so these are the swatches. So stunning. I feel like you're hardly going to see them because they're very like see-through type of glitters. So they're meant to give like that sparkle, but more of like a clear base sparkle. So this is a tough one because they all look so gorgeous. But I think I might go with these two shades right here. Let's go in with the dark shade first. Right here in the center. Ooh. You guys, that is so gorgeous. To be honest, anything like glitter related in person, it looks twice as better. This one looks so stunning. Almost giving like gunmetal sparkle because it does have a little bit of like that shade, like that gray background. But you guys, that is so stunning. Definitely giving me all these smoky vibes. Let's go in with the other shade to brighten it up. Just right next to it. Just like that. One thing I know for sure is that they don't miss when it comes to the sparkle. It's just super unique. Their formula is definitely unique. That's how the eyes look like. So pretty, you guys. I love the look. Smoky, but not too intense, but just the right amount of depth. Okay, she's definitely a winner for me. I can't wait to create more holiday looks with this palette. Let's move on with some lashes. I did tell you guys I was going to try these lashes, which we are. This is the Lily lashes. These are their self-adhesive band half lashes, and these are in the style Wild Child. And I did try this on for Thanksgiving, and you guys, it definitely lasted. It did not came popping off in any sort of area. These definitely lasted throughout the whole night, so I definitely, and I can confirm and say I recommend. They're like my new favorites. I definitely picked up a new pair during their Black Friday sale. I have it in the other room. I believe it was the style Rule Breaker, and it's so pretty. I definitely recommend them. I know for sure I'm going to be able to use them as many times as needed. So no glue needed, body heat activated. So what I do is I'll just put them right here where there's like an edge, and it'll start to warm up, and then I'll pop it right on, and that's about it. Definitely it's going to be easy for those who don't want to deal with like lash glue, which honestly anything that would make my life easier I'm here for. So we have one of the lashes right here. Just pop it right here, right on the edge like that, and it'll start to warm up. So by the time I did my mascara, the lashes are basically warmed up, and I can just pop them on just like that. Yeah, I did my mascara. I just went with a tiny amount. I went in with my Maybelline Colossal Mascara. This one's one of my favorites for that natural lash. If you go in with just a little bit on your lashes while you have curled them, it's going to look so beautiful and stunning. So let's apply the lashes. Okay, so with these, you do want to take your time applying them. Going in and just measuring it on your lash line just to make sure where exactly you want the lash to sit. Making sure I grab the lash right in the middle and just popping it like that. So this one's pretty dramatic, so I will pull this more so in the outer edge, and you will see how it will morph into your lashes, but you do have to take your time. I'm not gonna lie, if you really want it to be like insured into your eyes. The first time I applied these were way more easier. Now I feel like I'm having a hard time for them to stick. It's almost as if it doesn't want to stick. Okay guys, I took a little lunch break. I just came back. Second impressions on these lashes, they do take some time and a little bit of more work to put them on. I suggest to really take your time on how you want your lashes to be placed down. My first impressions with these lashes, they popped on very fast and quickly, but the second time they're kind of hard for them to stick a little bit. So they do require more work. I will say the inner corner is kind of hard to get it to really lay down. I'm assuming since it's a half lash. So yeah, just really take your time. But I do know that once you lay them down, they won't move. And also I do like to go in with my tweezers and just really press them down together as much as possible to really morph it into your lash line. But so far, they're great. They just take a little bit of work to put them on. Let's go in with the skin. One of my favorite pore filling primers. This is the Makeup Forever. This is their pore minimizing primer. And I'm so glad I've been having this mini one. It has actually lasted on me and it's just really good smoothing primer. You apply it on this side. I do notice you do have to let it completely sit and just settle in your skin, because it will kind of move if you don't let it dry in your skin, but it will definitely smooth you out, as you can see right there. This one and the Cali Ray one are one of my favorites for smoothing the T-zone. Just making sure it is pressed in. For some glow, I'm going to go in with my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. And this one's in the shade Juice Boost. Love going this one on the outer perimeter for that glow. And just focusing that in the outer perimeter. You don't want to go where you went in with your smoothing primer, because it will defeat the purpose of the blurring action. But look at that glow instantly. You can see the blur and the glow on the outer perimeter. Just tap, tap, tap. I have a sample of this Givenchy foundation, and I don't know if I'll be able to find like a proper shade here. Maybe going in with this one. It is a glow serum foundation, and it's supposed to be skin improving foundation, weightless, blurring glow. So it does show the shade behind the sample. This one's in the shade 5.5W. Seems pretty promising. This might be actually too warm. I hope you guys can see the swatch right there. It's definitely too warm for my skin. The next shade is 3N. I feel like 3N might possibly work, but it's definitely too light for my skin. I don't know if I should just mix these two. Hopefully I can have a perfect mixing color. Right away I notice it definitely has fragrance. Okay, I think we can definitely make that work. I had to mix the 3N and the 5.5W. Really want to see the formula of this foundation, since I'm assuming it's a very expensive one. Let's go in with that amount. I'm gonna go in with my new favorite. This is the Sephora Collection New 40 foundation brush. And we're just gonna go ahead and blend her out. Ooh, it's definitely giving skin-like. Ooh, that's looking very skin-like. It definitely has a mild fragrance to it, but it's nothing too strong. But if you are sensitive to fragrance, there is a fragrance there. Just bringing it slightly down my neck. I can't believe how much of a perfect match that concoction came out to be. But honestly, I hope there is an actual shade for my skin tone, so I don't have to like mix two shades. But it's blending pretty well on my skin. I apply just a little bit more on my forehead and just around my nose area, which is very hard to build coverage there. It's always around my nose. Okay, just making sure I'm blending this in well so I can really give you guys a proper opinion. Okay, so right before I wiped the foundation out of my hands, I did notice it was drying down a little bit. So it's not bad. It's good because it does give that sign of longevity. But let's inspect the skin. Not bad. Not bad. Honestly, I'm really liking the way it looks. It looks very skin-like. But you know, honestly, what really came to my attention is the way that it blended on my skin. Like, it blended in such a thin way, was super weightless, and I can definitely see the blur, especially on my forehead. Wow, like the blur is very nice, but there's still luminosity coming through. It could be the Danessa Myricks primer. That primer's always gonna bring out luminosity. So if you don't want that strong luminosity on your foundation, definitely skip the Danessa primer so you can really see its true formulation. Honestly, I really like it with the primer, but since this is already like a glow serum foundation, it's already gonna give you that glow. So I would definitely have to try it without that Danessa primer. I should have known this was a glowy foundation, but honestly I didn't really pay attention until now. Almost giving me like Armani vibes a little bit, just giving me that blur and smoothness, but also giving me the glow that I need for my skin. I'm actually liking this foundation a lot. Let's just see. I feel like what matters is the wear time. I will try to report back to you guys once I have worn this foundation for a good amount of time. But so far, so good. Let's go in with bronzer slash contour. I'm just gonna go in with my Makeup by Mario contour stick. And this one's in the shade medium dark. This one's one of my favorites for contour, but honestly you guys, the packaging is just not it. It gets stuck and I just keep going at it and it just doesn't come off. I hope they fix the packaging on this. Let me know if you've picked up a new one and if they actually fix the packaging, because I love the formula but not so the packaging. Okay, I really pushed it up. Just going in with a brush and build this up. Now that I'm like examining and looking at my cheeks, this area looks so smooth. I like how the foundation says that it's like glowy, like a glow serum, but it has its blurring action. And this one I can actually see the blurring smoothing action, and it says that it gives a 24 blurring hour glow. Honestly, I feel like this is what Natasha Denona was trying to be. I don't see much of a blur on that foundation until I set it. So once you go in with all your powders, you definitely see that blurring aspect of the Natasha foundation. With the Givenchy one, you instantly see smoothness, which is actually very impressive. I know it's not easy to achieve glow and then blurring together. I think I'm just gonna go in with this one today just to slightly warm up the complexion while giving that shadow just like that, just very evenly, just give like that slight warm into the skin, onto the nose also. We can go onto my chin. And if you went too low with your contour, you can always go back with your foundation brush, just like that. Let me just go in with a little bit of the Huda Beauty Peach Pie corrector. Just a hint on the inner corner. I always like to apply this product when doing dark eyeshadow and just to remove any sort of darkness. And I love this brush, you guys, to blend out my corrector. It's the Ulta Beauty Max Impact 168 brush. And this one's just super soft and precise for the under eyes. I'm just going to go a little bit with my Huda Beauty blush filter, and this one's in the shade Latte, just to add a little bit of like that hue of rosiness, just a little bit. You can definitely see like it's giving that nice warm type of rose terracotta. Today I'm going to go in with my Forever Skin Correct concealer from Dior. And this one's in the shade 2.5N, right in the center, right here in the inner corner and on the outer corner. Just like that. You can definitely build up the coverage if you want. One of my very favorite high-end concealer. Okay, let's set this down. Again, first with my Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Comfy. I'm so excited to see how this would set with powder, because once this formula gives already blurring vibes without powder, I can't even imagine with powder. Just like that. Okay, let's go in with loose. I have a combination of cherry blossom with peach pie. I've been loving those two together, and they do have a new duo where both shades come together, so if you want to mix and match, they do have that available. I already own both of these shades, so I just might as well mix it together, which is basically the same thing. The only thing is with those, it already comes in a packaging together. Going too bright on the under eyes, just enough brightness since we have a dramatic eye look. And honestly, I've been loving this combination. It just corrects while also giving me that subtle brightness. I should definitely try out the cupcake shade because I feel like that's basically peach pie and cherry blossom together, just giving that perfect mixture of both. Like, that looks so smooth, you guys. On the chin and basically setting wherever I don't want the shine to be. We're going to truly see how the foundation looks set, bringing that blurring action to the next level. And of course, I like to leave certain areas glowy just to really give that dimension. Go in with Makeup Forever for the perimeter of my skin, and this one's in the shade Y375. This one, you guys, always helps me achieve a blurring base, like just taking that blur into the next level. This is the old packaging. I don't know if the formula is the same, because they do have a new packaging. But you guys, definitely recommend this powder. It's just one of my favorites. Every single time where I know I'm going to be taking pictures or I just need to ensure that flawless base, I always go with this one. And you guys, I literally have a Charlotte Tilbury powder sample. I might go in with the bright one, the shade Fair, just to brighten out my under eyes. But for now, I want to see how the base looks. Yeah, actually looks really good. I'm actually impressed. The base is looking nice and flawless. I like the glow and the smoothness, and it's just looking very flawless, but while still having some sort of glow peeking through. I'm gonna apply this in a moment. Let's apply powder, bronzer, and blush, and then we'll try this out. A new bronzer for me is this MAC Skin Finish Matte Bronzer, which is this one right here. This is my second impressions. The first time I tried it, I actually really liked, and I picked up the shade Matte Rich Golden. Guys, that is actually so pretty. And FYI, this is actually my second MAC product in like 10 years or so up to this point. I remember buying and purchasing a lipstick, and I haven't tried their products since then, but this is my second MAC product. So excited. This is what she looks like. I used her in Thanksgiving and I loved the undertone because it's just giving all the warm, toasty vibes. Let's pick some of her up. Ooh, and this one's very pigmented. If you go in with a brush like this one, it definitely deposits that product right away. But I like the undertone. It's like warm, toasty vibes. I like it. It might not go well with this eye look since it's more cool tone. Definitely go in with a more red tone bronzer. But today, since I'm trying new products, I definitely wanted to show you guys the formula. And I feel like nobody talks about this bronzer. I see that people like to talk more the skin finish like the other one, and they like to use that one as bronzer. But this one's very nice and good. Like, look at that warmth already. So pretty. Like, look at that, you guys, giving me like that skin type of finish, bronzer, and warmth into the skin. I love. And it's definitely matte, more of like a smoothing type of matte, which I prefer than like a luminous one because I feel like sometimes that can enhance texture. Going on the other side. And you can build up the product and the warmth as much as you like. If you do want it to be more airbrushed, going in with a brush like this one, you can see the difference. it's going to help just diffuse that bronzer. But today I was feeling this one. A little bit definitely goes a long way. Adding some on the nose for that cohesive warmth. Just like that. We love this one. Definitely recommend, you guys. I definitely recommend trying this one. I feel like nobody talks about it. The pricing of this bronzer was actually around 30 something, which is not bad for a MAC product. Okay, I have a new blush that I'm so excited that I told you guys I was gonna try out. The new Cloud Paint blush by Glossier. It's their plush blush. I swatched this in the store. I love the way it felt, very like soft and like very velvety smooth. Picked up the shade Flow. This is the packaging and this is the actual blush. I haven't tried it out and I figured it's going to be perfect for this look. Going with a clean brush, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the product. Just like that. Ooh, that looks very pigmented. Let me pre-blend and let's apply. Ooh, that is so pretty. I always like to gravitate towards these type of shades, guys, because I feel like it's just the most flattering on my skin tone. But you guys, that is so pretty. Oh wow, it's definitely a blurring blush for sure. Yeah, love the color. It looks so flattering, and the way it's sitting on my skin is just smooth and just blurring. It's just so pretty. And on my thumb, you can definitely see the blur of the blush, but it feels so like airy. Let's go in on the other side. So happy I picked this shade. I am obsessed. I love. So pretty. Float for the medium skin tone girlies and just slowly building up the color. So pretty, guys. I love this shade. Like, I'm obsessed. It's such a pretty warm rose shade. That's definitely has to be one of my favorite types of colors, like that warm rosy. Try the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna go in with a brush like this one. This one's from BK Beauty. This one's their N14. And I'm going to pick up the product and right in the under eye. This is like a perfect touch-up powder. Do you guys see a difference? I mean, I already applied it on this side, but I don't know if I'm seeing a difference, honestly. I feel like the only way to really tell is like going with a powder puff. I mean, I am pretty much using up the product. That is what it looks like. I think it did work. Did it bring some luminosity? I think it's giving more of a satin finish. Not bad. I would have to keep playing with it and see how I like it. I'm actually gonna go in with the medium shade and just blend out the edges just under my cheeks. Okay, I might see a slight difference, not much, but just enough to see like the blurring aspect of it. Honestly, the only way for me to be able to tell about this product is if I actually purchase the powder. This is what the skin's looking like, still having that glow peeking through on my forehead and on my cheeks, and I did not go with any highlighter. Okay, let's go ahead and finish the eyes. I'm pretty much just gonna go in with these same shades on my lower lash line. Picking up that first cool toned shade. Going in with the other cool toned rose. Now going in with the dark brown on the outer corner. I'm gonna go in with Endless Cacao for the waterline. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this hardly shows up on my waterline. Just like that. I'm gonna go in with the same Makeup Forever, but this one in whatever black. Then going back with the brush, smoking that out. Going back with that mascara, just adding that in the bottom lashes and just coating very lightly. Very smoky. Removing that lip oil. Before we go in with the lip, I'm going to actually apply this cream shadow and then go in with the frosty white right in the inner corner. That's what it's missing for this look. Going in with that white. Ooh, that is very pigmented, you guys. Very sparkly. Whoa, that is so pretty. Okay, that is definitely sparkling. I feel like I'm missing something and I feel like it's the blush. I'm just gonna go in with my Pat McGrath palette. I'm basically gonna take this shade right here just to cool down this blush, just like that. Going in with one of my newer lip liners from ABH. This one's in the shade Midnight Rouge. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be more cool tone, but it is that perfect medium brown. But I do want to make it more cool tone. I'm just gonna go in with this one from Makeup Forever just to cool it down. And you can definitely see the difference. I haven't used her in a minute. This is the Makeup by Mario lipstick, and this one's their Super Satin lipstick in the shade Bronx Baby. Such a pretty cool tone pink. Just like that. You can definitely see the cool tone vibes on this lipstick. So pretty. Just reinforcing that lip line just to tie everything up with the eye look. I'm going to go in with this Huda Beauty gloss filler, and this one's in the shade She's Glitzy. This is one of my favorite icy type of lip glosses. Just right in the center. So pretty, just like that. And let's spray her down with some Charlotte Tilbury. And by the way, guys, I still have my Huda Beauty setting spray, but I have it in this Milani bottle because the sprayer broke on me, so I had to transfer it here, but I still like the spray, just not the bottle. And you guys, we are all done. Okay guys, this is the final glam. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Definitely bringing in the cool tone vibes. Let's talk very quickly about the products. This star of the show, as we know, Makeup by Mario definitely killed it with this eyeshadow formula. Love the shadows, love the mattes, the shimmers. They definitely delivered in this palette. I did see that they came out with the new palette. It has more like green tones, but I just still wanted to pick this one up because I was just gravitating towards these shades. Definitely a neutral girl lover. I definitely recommend this one. Pick it up while you can because it's still available, because I do know it's limited edition, and this one, she is definitely unique. The lashes, you guys, you definitely have to work a little bit to get them to stick on the second try. This is my second impressions. First impressions, they went on very easily, but now it's kind of like a struggle to get them to stick a little bit. Love the longevity of these. I just feel like it's going to be a little bit tricky to work with on your second time of wearing them or just putting them on. I am actually impressed with this foundation. I'm so glad I was able to make it work for my skin. Definitely saw the smoothness on my skin, you guys. It's actually pretty impressive, especially for being a serum foundation. Like, I still have a nice blur and smoothness on the skin, but I still have like that glow peeking through. You can definitely see that on my forehead. And again, no highlighter applied today. The only product that I did apply was that Danessa primer. I will try to use it without that primer and just see how it wears. But I'm not gonna lie, she's looking very nice and smooth and flawless. This bronzer, you guys, I definitely absolutely love. Definitely recommend trying it out. I don't see a lot of people talking about this formula in specific. I hear people talking about like the other one, and they'll typically use that as bronzer. I believe it's like a more glowy powder, but try this one and you're definitely going to love and see the smoothness and just the way it just looks airbrushed on the skin and just giving that bronzy touch on the face. Glossier Cloud Paint. I love this blush. This has to be a newer favorite for me. This shade is definitely going to be more of like for my warm tone looks. I love it. Again, this one's in the shade Float. Obsessed with this formula. The fact that you can press and feel the puttiness of it, and it's just so blurring, you guys. It just feels like air on your fingers. Quite literally obsessed. Now this, you guys, I don't know if I noticed a difference. I definitely would have to pick up the actual product for me to be able to test it out and really apply it on my skin. But I think it did work. It did smooth out my skin. I really liked it, but honestly, I can't really give a full opinion if I don't really know, unless I have the actual product to really see that product being applied. So again, I would have to see if I pick it up, but it wasn't bad. I did see the smoothness of my skin, but so far, not bad. These eyes, obsessed. Okay guys, this is the glam. It's about to be 9 p.m. I finished around 3 p.m. and this is what it looks like how it's still skin-like. I went out to do some errands. I pretty much have shine coming through my nose, which is normal, but so far the foundation's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I went to TJ Maxx and the lighting was kind of accentuating texture, so I hope it's just the lighting, because with my lighting it doesn't look bad. It still looks pretty smooth. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update of the glam. Not bad for a glowy serum foundation. I would say it lasted around 6 hours, so not bad. That is going to conclude this holiday glam. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know if you have any more ideas. Put them down below in the comments. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you guys here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.